Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. But the problem is you're wrong about that. That's in your mind. Wherever you join me from, thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again. I really, really appreciate it. Shout out to the NTZ crew. That's Michael Beach of Life. Welcome back. I know you've been traveling. He said, good morning. 82 sunny here in Bahal. Yeah, that's the average temperature around here in the Philippines. Well, I love it over here. Jacob J, thank you, brother, for joining us. He said, great, brother Cal and Sunshine Shoulders crew. I know y'all watching that football. I'm up against it today. I'm up against the NFL, man. It's like a institution for real. They got their own special day over there. That's how big it is. Let's see if I can still get some decent numbers. There's my old heads. What's up, Roger? What time is it travels? He said, the Emperor, Angel Fish. Hey, all number one fan of this great man. Been watching as many videos as I can. Regards, Martin. Hey, Martin. He said, I'm standing by waiting on the Godfather. I really appreciate y'all support, man, and feedback. Welcome to any new viewers and subscribers. If this is your first time on the live stream, welcome. And anybody's going to catch this on replay, there's always a topic. Today is, basically is playing the game and opting out, really. Or you can opt out. There's a different game being played over here. We can talk about this every single day. I wrote it down. It says, there's a different game being played over here, and no matter how hip you are, you don't know the rules, and you're going to lose in the short run. And, we need to put our heads together, guys, when it comes to relationships and stuff. See, Filipinos, they don't like me, the ones who deal with foreigners, because I give y'all the nitty gritty. I let y'all in on the inside. I let y'all in. I say, come on in. Let me show you what's really going on here. See, they're not so innocent as they appear to be. But before we even get started on that, the peso is 56.77, which, is staying around that 57 mark. I tell anybody, if it's 50 and over, man, I'm satisfied. When it starts dipping below that 50, that's when I kind of get nervous. Also, I was looking in the news, which I very seldom do. And I'll be damned if some actress, that I meant to look up her name, this actress apologized for calling a waitress humongous 11 years ago. And the only reason she's apologizing is because somebody dug it up and put it on Twitter. And, they're trying to counsel this woman for saying, the truth, basically. You call a spade a spade. But I do want to give some good news about Curly. Not only is Curly back to himself, but guess what? He's a father now. Him and Shirley had a little baby, but I'm going to have to get, who's the guy that does the Are You the Father? Because Curly, y'all see Curly's cream color, Shirley is light brown, and the baby is jet black. So I'm going to have to have Curly take a DNA test and do that. Are you the father, Curly? Because it's crazy, but the baby is jet black, a little tiny baby too. And him, it's a boy. Him and Shirley, they haven't come out for about how old is the baby? About a week. About a week. What's up, Mr. Passport King? So yeah, Shirley is a baby. I mean, a father. of Curly's a father of a little baby boy. What's up, Jay Wayne 2K? He says, I'm new here. Welcome, man. But yeah, you got to be good at pretending over here if you have any chance of winning. He says, good for Curly. Yeah. But we want to know, is he really the father, though? Because this baby's black, man. And he's not black, and Shirley's not black. But here's the whole scenario over here. Whoever falls in love first or catches feeling first is the loser over here. What's up, Kobe? Yeah, I just had a guy leave my guest house. He's on his way to Doomageddon. They're calling it now. Not Dramageddon, but Doom, like Doomsday. Doomageddon, man. That's not true. But y'all heard it here first. You know, I just saw that yesterday where it looks like World Zoom. He's still at it with, he's on them guys in Doomageddon. But there's nothing doom about that place, man. I mean, you know, people just need content, man. So I would never do content about somebody else. And then I saw where Gerard Black in the Philippines, now he's basically trying to troll me. And I'm like, dude, I try to help your channel. I'll put you on here. But he's going to talk about my video where I said, I'll never take a Filipino back to the United States. He missed the whole point of it, right? I'm not talking about Filipinas. I'm not talking about them running off or anything, having the wrong woman. I'm saying that the men over there are thirsty and they're going to drive you crazy. Hey, Andy, but let me go back. Thank you, Passport, a poor man's passport guide. And I'm a big fan of yours, by the way. Somebody sent me a link. He said, yeah, this guy shouted you out, but it was an old video. But you make good videos, man. They're down to earth, they're common sense, and you got good editing. And I see where your channel's really growing. I think you got like over 700 subscribers, or close to it. You got something like that. But the guy who sent it to me, he's down in Florida. So he's watching you. You're gaining a following. Hey, thank you, the Imperial Angelfish, for that super chat. He says, you can't buy experience, but you can listen to Calvin. So pleased to hear about Curly. Thank you, brother. You know, that's all I'm doing is giving y'all my life experience over here. If I haven't experienced it, I'm not going to talk about it. What I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. And yeah, I'm so thankful, man. I'm telling you, man, Curly's like a member of our family. He's like our fourth child, really. If something would have happened to Curly, I don't know, man. But he's a father now. I hope Curly's a father, man, because this little baby's jet black. I hope he looks like Curly at least. Maybe it could be Curly's, far back in the generation. Maybe Curly's grandfather was black. I don't know. This little baby's black, man. Hey, Toaster, thanks for that super chat. He says, salute Cal and the Sunshine Shoulders crew. He says, I'll be there next week. Anyone in Cebu trying to make the trip to San Carlos in November, we can swing over and hang out with Cal. Yeah, y'all welcome, man. Come on. The guy who actually stayed with us last night in the guest house, he's not a subscriber, man. But he reached out to me. He says, hey, I'm coming to San Carlos. He had already booked the hotel, but guess what? The hotel that he booked, there was no running water for the 2 days he was there. So when I finally met him, he hadn't taken a shower in 2 days. So I said, man, come on over to the guest house. And he ended up staying one night here. He just recently left. So he said he paid $70 for the hotel. And all he got out of it was 2 breakfasts. But I told him, I said, this is what expats need to do for each other. I mean, really, man, we got to look after each other. You know, on that last video, I'm telling you guys, it's them against us over here, literally. But y'all won't believe it. And some of you fools come over here and take the side of the woman, not knowing that she'll kick you to the curb in a minute. Okay, and side with another Filipino. Yeah, yeah. It's no water, time for a refund. Yeah, good luck getting a refund. Because he booked it online, and what I would do, I would dispute that with my bank or my credit card company. I wouldn't pay for it. I would dispute it, and I would let the credit card know. It's like, hey, I didn't have any water for 2 days. The whole time, my whole stay there. Because when I was in Cebu during the Typhoon Odette, and you know the aftermath, I can deal with no electricity. You know, you can go out and different businesses are going to have generators and different things like that. But when they cut that water off in that condo, no, I had to go. You can't use the bathroom. You can't take a shower. I had to get out of there, man. I've got to have water. If it's, you know, which one? Do you want electricity or you want water? Give me the water. Okay. He said, Al Rogan says, ask Skin and Bones, Kim, if Filipinos will kick you to the curb. Yeah, he was kicked to the curb, and they're trying to get him back home now. But we don't believe it. But you can opt out of the game and just be a giant over here. You know, just stay single. Because some guys have learned their lesson over here. They're not dealing with women over here. They figured it out. They cracked the code, the cheat code. And they're saying, you know, it's just too much of a hassle. What we don't understand, man, and I didn't understand, took me a long time. We're walking into a hornet's nest over here. We have no idea what we're walking into, but only when you're dealing with relationships, nothing else. The Philippines, man, is really a nice place to visit and to retire, okay? But when you start dealing in these relationships over here, you're walking into a hornet's nest. It's complicated, man. It's expensive and stressful. And, you know, it's not all sunshine and roses. It can be, but it's not all the time. I was thinking, why do guys, okay, who say to themselves, they'll tell you in a minute, she took me through the ringer over there and the court system, child support, alimony, blah, 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 only to come over here and have the same thing done to you. Isn't that the reason you come over here? Because you're looking for something different. You're saying, hey, I don't want to go through that anymore, but that's what we do in a roundabout way. Except we're our own judge, jury, and executioner over here. Hey, King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He said, a little late. Calvin, I thought the fat lady you posted on your site ate you yesterday. No, I decided we wanted to take the kids swimming. Booby been talking about swimming for the past week, so we broke down and took Booby swimming. But I saw that picture. I got that picture of Facebook because they're trying to sell this. What type of operation is that when they, you know, that operation where big people like that, you know, they do something with your intestines, tie it off your stomach. They're trying to sell that. And I'm like, I don't think so. She's too big. I love LaChan said, at least there should be a hand pump available as a water backup. Well, you know, most of the places that you see, believe it or not, they'll have a water tank. But that can only last for so long. I don't know if this place does. It's fairly new. I won't name it because other than that, it's really a nice place, really. It's right across the street from where I live. I didn't know it was a hotel, more like a bed and breakfast for real. Okay, let's see. Uh, hey, Sam Champion, this is Cal. 3 weeks ago, coming back from overseas at the Newark International Airport, I met a very cute but rude American Filipina. Has all the ugly attitudes of American women. Has all the ugly attitudes of American women. Glad my wife is not like that. Maybe she was born over there. Because believe it or not, Sam, you read my mind because I was thinking, because people all the time, they'll say, well, why you go all the way over there to meet a Filipino? He lived in California. I could just meet one here. And I'm like, they're not the same, man. We're talking about culture now. We're not just talking about appearance. You make a great point, Sam. I was just thinking this either yesterday or the day before. It's culture, man. It's what it's about, because I tell you the story about going to the cathedral. Had I went to that cathedral first without ever coming to the Philippines, I would have never come here. They're Americanized. Yeah, see, my wife didn't change like that. A lot of women don't change like that, but some of them do. It just depends on what she was before she came over there. That's why I say get to know the woman before you bring her to your country. You got to know who you're bringing over there. But we won't do it. But let's get off. Okay. Here's one thing that we have to do. Okay. Remember we were talking about commitments. They want a commitment. Well, you need a commitment too. And make her live up to her promises and commitments. Keep the pressure on them. Because they're going to keep the pressure on you. They're going to remember everything you say, everything you promise to do. They're never going to forget it. And you need to do the same thing. Because, like I said, a lot of Filipinas, they don't like me because I tell the truth. I kind of, not the bad truth, not the ugly truth, but I tell the truth because it's a lot nittier and a lot grittier over here that I'm saying. But I'm in no position to go that deep, and I would never do it as a guest in the country. But I do shed some light on the situation, and they don't like it. They don't realize all I'm trying to do is help us to reach a balance over here. We don't come over here with the intentions of taking advantage of anybody, but we certainly don't want to be taken advantage of. And this is what the point I'm trying to get across. But they misinterpret it every time. I don't have anything against Filipinas and what they're trying to do, because I understand it. But, let me say this, calm down, guys, and pump the brakes. At the end of the day, these are women and with their own agendas. They've got an agenda. That's why they get on the dating site. They've got an agenda. They've got a plan. You think just because you come over here, they ball up the plan and throw it out the window? No. They actually make the plan stronger. They enhance the plan. Man. Hey, Elliot Makata, thanks for that super chat. She said, not sure if you saw me, but again, I'm here with all the Astros in the background. Wow. Now, I think you sent me a message in my WhatsApp, and really, Elliot, I'm getting ready to give you back once I see you today, I'm going to reappoint you to your moderator position. But I promise you, I probably see about 10% of the comments. They just keep rolling over here, and I'm on StreamYard. And it'll have had the current content, new content, but they don't have anything about old content, which would take you back to the beginning. It only keeps going. But yeah, let's see. And of course, guys get on here. My wife's not like that and this and that. Look, no two women are the same over here. We get that. But the scenarios are the same. I guarantee you what's going on in your relationship is going on in mine. Even though we were two separate women from two separate backgrounds, cities, islands, and everything, okay? We're going through the same thing. So you can believe it or not. You can think, oh, she's different from the rest of the. I got a good woman. They're all good, really. But I'm just telling you. Malcolm Magnificent said 90% of women on the sites want money and a better life. 8% are unattractive by local standards. 2% are decent women. I don't know. I don't think 80%. Well, they all want money. What woman doesn't want money? But it's 80% aren't asking you for money. If that's the case, you got to change dating sites. I'm going to say 8% are asking for money. I'll switch that up. And beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. A lot more. They're not unattractive. Now, Marilyn will tell me what we think is attractive. They don't. But then she'll say what they think is attractive, we don't think is attractive. But no, I think your numbers are over. They're inflated. Yeah, there's a lot more decent women on those dating sites. There has to be, because 98% of the men you see, they met their girlfriend or their wife online. They didn't come over here and just, pick her out of the bunch. Most of us don't have those kind of balls. We're afraid of attractive women. Yeah, let's see. Okay, now here we go again. He said, my wife did not need money when I met her and never asked. That is too high of a number. Well, they're never going to ask, Andy. The ones who ask, you can automatically just toss them out. But I just did a whole video on that. The smart Filipinas don't ask for money, but they want it and they need it. Okay, because one of my friends, his wife got on here, she took offense to that. I earned $37,000. Well, that's nothing, ma'am. You take that $37,000 to America and see what it gets you. You'll be sleeping outside on a damn cardboard box. That's not the point I was making. I'm saying the guys are always getting on her saying that the woman didn't ask them for money. Well, the smart women are never going to ask you for money. They want a little bit more than that. Money is not going to do them any good. They can't manage money over here. That's the problem. If they could, do you think they would need us? No, they wouldn't need you, but they can't manage it. Look at all the millions that we send over here, and it doesn't make a difference. It only makes a difference when we either come over here and plant our roots or uproot them and take them home. That's the only time it's going to make a difference. But if you're just sending money over here, they're going to spend it. They're going to come up with these old bare-brained ideas and business ideas, and they'll never work. You know how they're no different than anybody else. You know how you get money, you get smarter. Some people think they get smarter. They, all of a sudden now they're business geniuses, investment geniuses, and that's what goes on over here. I mean, I've seen people with lifetime money over here squander it in a matter of months. I'm talking about money that they should have for the rest of their life. First of all, they'll never earn that money, no matter what good idea they come up with. But when you just give it to them and put them in their hand and that's it, they're going to squander it. What's up, Kevin? He said, well, of course, there's another guy. He said, my Filipina manages her money well, very well. Yeah, her money. We're talking about your money. Of course, she's going to manage her money because she works for it. She gets out there 10 or 12 hours a day and you know, she grinds for that money. Of course, she's going to manage it. But what about your money that you're sending over here? See how well she's managing that? She's not. Yeah, of course, they all are. He said, Calvin, my wife was the breadwinner. You don't think Marilyn was the breadwinner in her family? You don't think my wife was the breadwinner? My son's mother was the breadwinner? The women, look, guys, this is old news. I done told y'all this years ago. One of my first videos. You figure it out. You say, there's a lot. The women own, remember, no two women are the same, but the scenarios are the same. Okay? And one thing I learned, most of the women that we meet, that they speak the best English in the family. They're the breadwinners in the family. They have the most education in the family. They're the most ambitious in the family. Just anybody can't show up on those dating sites and get a man. It's hard, especially if you can't speak English and all that. So yeah, they're all the breadwinner. That's when I tell you that, you know, because guys say, oh, I don't want to take care of my wife's family. Well, you got to replace the money that she's bringing in. At least do that, because she's the breadwinner. They all are. But we're talking about the game that's being played over here. She's going to pretend to love her, and then you pretend to love her back. That's the game. We're not paying to play. That's in the beginning. We're buying a whole damn relationship. You're buying a relationship over here. That's what you're doing. And you say, that's absurd. You can't buy relationships. Yes, you can. Over here, you can. How much they cost? Well, it just depends on how much you got. How much money you got. That's how much it costs. Because that's how they price it. You know, some men have more, so their relationships cost more. Some men have less, so they get a better deal, I guess. What time is it? Travis said, yeah, you're right, Cal. My Filipino girlfriend never asked me for money. And that's an unspoken agreement. That was 2 years ago. She does her part of taking care of me in the house. I take care of the bills. Yeah, they're never going to ask you. She's smart. Why would she run away a good man? I mean, all the red flags people talk about online, that's the reddest of all. When they ask you for money, I don't care but damn what it's for. She needs a commitment. She needs that money to keep coming in. Retired 2019 said, Cal, those guys are whipped. They're not hearing the truth. Well, see, this is what I'm saying. See, you're in my mind again. I already said, I said, whoever falls in love first or catches feelings first loses. Okay? They know, guys, just from all these Filipino channels popping up, they know that we're lonely over there. Okay? They know what they've got to do. They talk amongst each other. They're on the same team. They're on the same wavelength. We're not. Because like you said, Retired 2019, a lot of guys aren't listening to us. They're listening to them. But they're all on the same wavelength over there. They know exactly what they have to do to get you to fall in love. And of course, men fall in love first anyway, whether you coming over here to the Philippines or not. Of course, well, well, you indeed, sir, are the exception. But that just proves the rule to be correct. I mean, what woman's going to sit around and deal with you? So what are you doing? Have you even come over here yet? Have you even seen the woman yet? If that's the case, you don't even have a relationship for real. But if you come over here and you've seen her situation, unless she's rich, and you're still going to send her money. Jay Sebastian said 37,000 pesos ain't nothing in America. Find a woman who can stretch your money out like hers. Well, it's going to be hard to do. They can't do it. You know, he said, thanks for saying how it is. That's just how it is. But it's been like that long before I came on the scene. I'm just shocked. People know this stuff. We just like to hear it. If you come to the Philippines and you don't know that you're playing a game, that the 20-year-old woman is with the 70-year-old man, it's all a game. You know, the guy that just left from here, he said now him and his girlfriend, well, they're not even girlfriend, they just live together. He sleeps on one side of the bed, she sleeps on the other. He's 65, she's 22. She said, she told him the truth though. She said, I'm ashamed of being seen out in public with you because my family and friends, they tease me. But we're under the delusion that all we have to do is come over here and these women are so desperate that they don't care. It's just not true. That's not the whole truth. Okay. There are some women who don't care that you're shaking and you got spittle dripping out your damn lips, and you haven't taken a shower in 2 days and all that. That's a very small percentage of Filipinas that really can put up with that. Those are really the desperate ones. But the rest of them, they want a decent man. They really don't care about your age, but they want you to look respectable. They don't want to be embarrassed when you walk in through the mall with them. She was honest with him. She said, I'm embarrassed. So they don't even do anything, but he's nice enough to let us stay there. I guess he just likes to look at her or something. I don't know. But yeah, we're walking into a hornet's nest. And I just want to let y'all, he said, dried up insured. I just want y'all to know the hornet's nest that you're walking into. It is when you're dealing with relationships over here. I'm sorry to tell you that. Matthew Dean, thanks for that super chat. He said, brother, why you put that my ex on your community page? I'm making a point, man. There's women over there right now who think that, we got to accept that. And if you say something about it and say, well, I don't like a woman like that, they'll try to counsel you. If you don't believe me, go on Yahoo or Google this. Actress apologizes for calling a woman humongous in the Chili's restaurant 11 years ago. She wasn't thinking about apologizing until somebody dug that up. Because she, 11 years ago, she's not even a big star anymore, but she's still out there enough where she can be counseled. So she apologizes to the stranger, basically. The lady may not even be living now. She wanted to apologize for calling her humongous, which, I thought there was something called freedom of speech. But we can we can avoid all this stuff if we just opt out of the game. How many people have the balls to opt out of the game? Not many, because most people who watch these videos, they want a woman over here. and all the problems that come along with it. Yeah, you're going to get some good times, but you're going to get some problems too. You know, you're going to get some problems because there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. The best thing you can do is try to find a reasonable woman, somebody that's intelligent, okay, and that can reason and doesn't always misinterpret what you're saying or doing. Because if you listen to my video, guys, I'm telling you, I've done it. Your whole relationship can get blown up over the pettiest thing over here because she misinterpreted something you said or something you did. Now, all the money, all your time, all your effort wasted. All you gotta do is go through that once or twice. I promise you, if my relationship here doesn't work now, which I'm gonna do everything I can, I'm done. I've learned enough, man, to say I'm not walking back into that burning house again. You know, I've got somebody I can deal with. We get along well enough. We understand each other well enough. It's not going to be perfect. But if this doesn't work, I promise you, man, I'm just going to be a chick's boy, the best I can be, you know, as a 60-year-old man or whatever age I'm going to be. You know, I'm just not going to deal with it anymore because some guys are doing it. Some guys are living by themselves. They said, man, you know, one guy that I met, I consider him a friend now, it's Sabu. He said, man, you know, it just got to the point where we couldn't stand each other. He said, and I thought to myself, I didn't come over here for that. And I'm not going to put myself through that again. So I'll just have friends, but I'm going to live by myself. And he got a nice condominium in Cebu. He lives by himself. But Frank Ellis says that, let me go back to his. He said, tell him, Cal, he said, some Filipinos don't like being seen with foreigners because of the perception. Well, those are the immature ones. This girl was 22, but she was immature. When he showed me a picture, I could see it. She didn't even look 22. She just looked, you could see it in her face. Because mature women over here, they don't give a damn. They know the truth. My stomach is growling, and he's going to buy me a Happy Meal, you know, a chicken joy meal today. They don't give a damn what these people think over here, because at the end of the day, they're going to sit around and watch them starve. You know, that's not like that. Okay. If you get one who's immature like that, that's why the age gap don't matter. It's the maturity gap over here. Let me keep telling y'all that nobody else is going to tell you. It doesn't matter how old a woman is. It's her maturity that you got to deal with. She was mature. I could see it. What do you mean? That's okay. Well, bye. So yeah, but it's not all of them. I don't think Marilyn's embarrassed when she's with me. Now, J Wayne 2K says city girls aren't impressed that you're a foreigner. They see foreigners all the time and probably have dated a few. Foreigner is still a novelty in the province. Well, yeah, they see a lot of us. A lot of city girls, they come from the province. Okay, because remember, 25% of the Philippines lives in Manila. And it's just all packed in Cebu, all these urban cities. But outside of that is the province. It's so, the land area of the Philippines is very small where the majority of people are. Most people live out in the provinces. So they come to the cities to work. So this woman that you see there, she's from the province. They see you, but they've never dealt with you before. You have to understand, guys, that even in 2023, there's people over here who've never talked to a foreigner before. They see you, but they never had any type of relationship with you, business relationship. anything other than maybe you going to the sorry store, going to the Nike outlet in the mall. We're still a novelty in the Philippines. I'm sorry. We are. It's still a big deal. But yeah, he said city girl. There's no such thing, really. My son's mother, I met her in Cebu, but guess what? She's from the province, the mountain province. It never, when I was chatting with her in the beginning, her friend was sitting next to her with the keyboard, responding to me. She didn't even know how to work a keyboard. She had never even been on a computer before. But she was a city girl because she was there working. No, we're still a novelty here, but only to the ones who are looking for a way out, who have gotten tired. Most Filipinos who get married over here, they marry Filipinos, just like anywhere else you go to, Africa, America, any of the countries in Africa, America, Brazil. But the women that we date, yeah, they're on that dating site for a reason. They've got a plan. I'm tired of working 10 or 12 hours a day. I'm not getting paid, See, but here's the thing. Not only are we walking into a hornet's nest, but we're playing a zero-sum game. Does anybody even understand what that is? It means somebody's going to benefit, somebody's going to win at the expense of somebody else, and somebody's going to lose. Really, she's going to benefit at your expense, literally at your expense. So we're playing a zero-sum game over here. But if somebody tells you that, you're still going to come in. I just want you to don't be blindsided. I want you to know that there's a game being played over here. As long as you know some of the rules, you won't get so screwed up over here. But a lot of you guys are in the hell with that. I'm hip. I'm from the streets. Some guy called me and said, yeah, Cal, I'm from the streets. They can't fool me over there. I'm like, man, okay, come on over here. You're the guys who usually get turned upside down. He's from the streets. Oh, man. Yeah, see, this is a great point right here. This is what me and Merlin was talking about just yesterday, okay? When we were on our way to the gym. No, it wasn't yesterday, it was Saturday. And we see an old guy, like, every now and then you'll see a real old guy with a beautiful young Filipina. And, she wasn't really beautiful, but she was nice looking. She was attractive. She was much younger than him, probably a 40 or 45 age gap. And Merlin was like, these are the girls who don't have a whole lot going on in their life. They probably dropped out of school, probably single mothers. She wasn't putting them down. She's just telling you the truth. Okay, because most of the women over here that you see walking around in these college uniforms and stuff, they're not going to give you the time of the day. They're not going to look at you unless you court them properly. The way that, because they know they still got a future. They got dreams. They got plans. A lot of these young women that you see with these older men, their dreams have turned to dust. They don't have any more dreams anymore. Their future is bleak. So that's why they get with the old guy. Okay, because the old woman majority, you see these women out there, these malls, they looking sharp, they got their college uniforms on, man, they're not going to give you the time of the day unless you court them, But the ones you see, I'm talking about to the number, man. If you see an old guy with a younger woman, man, look, just look. Look at that guy. We was watching, me and Marilyn was watching some videos yesterday of the grandpa. What's that his name? Not grandpa. What's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. But his girlfriend's, little young girlfriend's always cooking food. What's his name? Grandpa Jimmy or something? I can't remember. But you can just tell that she dropped out of school and all that. That she doesn't really have, she's given up on her dreams and everything like that. But the women, majority of these fine ass young women, that you see on my Are You Smarter Than a Grade 5 Student, they're not going to give you the time of day unless you come to them properly, you date them properly, and then they still not. They're going to look at that age gap and say, no, that's okay, because they haven't given up. They still have a bright future. Hey, Mo, he said, good morning, Brother Cal. The Rolling Stones just released a new album after 18 years. If they can play it again, so can we. Absolutely. But you know, they know the rules of that recording industry, Mo, don't you think? That entertainment game, they know the rules now. They've been around long enough to know they probably going to get 100% of the royalties and everything off that album. And that's what we have to do. Quit acting like this is something new that you've never dealt with a relationship before. And that's what we're doing, you know. Yeah, we can play it again. Well, we're just talking about playing the game over here of love or opting out. Which one? You know, you can play the game that's over here. It's a game of pretend. She's going to pretend you love her. She's going to pretend to love you. You're going to act like you've been knowing each other forever. And the long distance conversation you've been having means something. It's all a game. Okay, at the end of the day, we're buying relationships, whole relationships. And what are you getting for your money? See, that's what I'm saying. This is where you got to set the rules in front. Well, what am I getting? And whatever she tells you, you hold her to that. Her commitments, her promises, because that's what she's going to do to you. See, we seem like we're the only ones making promises. Make sure she's making promises too. And then when she brings it up, well, you're not doing what you said you was going to do, and then you can bring it, well, you're not doing what you said you were going to do. But see, any woman I've dealt with over here, I kept the pressure on. You signed up for this, and so did I. You know, you signed up for it. He said, didn't the Rolling Stones die in the 60s? Weren't there a one-hit wonder with Satisfaction or something? Absolutely not. I know that's a joke, right? I worked a Rolling Stones concert at Cardinal Stadium back in the 70s, man. It might have been 1980. And it was sold out. I mean, every seat was sold. And we were getting money, letting people in the back. This was in 1980. If they showed up anywhere right now, it'd be a sellout. That has to be a joke. Yeah, Uncle Jesse, that's his name. And I'm not talking about the woman. I'm just saying to a man, every time you see an older guy with a younger woman, the younger woman has basically no dreams. She has no future. Okay? I mean, it just this 100% of the time. Yeah, I don't. He says, I've seen some bids from him, no disrespect, but I don't think she previously lived a life where she dreamed at all. Well, see, that's what I'm trying to say. This is what me and Merlin was talking about yesterday. These women that you see, the top of the line women you see over here, it's going to college, these professional women. It doesn't mean that they don't want to meet you, but it's going to be hard. They're just not going to fall over like those women. Because, you know, like I said, the age gap, what's up, booby? The age gap means something to women over here like it does in a lot of countries, but not to the women on the dating sites. This is the game we're playing. See, The dating sites are the brokers. See, remember the old days? See, the Philippines outlawed mail order brides and mail order bride services. Well, all the dating sites did was slide in there and take their place. It's the same thing, basically. Where you going? Okay, make sure you just give me 2 cold. But we need a lot of stuff, so don't go grocery shopping yet. We'll go grocery shopping today. But just get something for lunch. Get some chicken wings. Yeah. She's going to the store. Bring Boobies back something.
What do you want?
What do you want, Boobie?
I want
You want the juice?
drink.
So,
Drink. Daddy's
Fuchsia's 81.
Cobra.
Just 2 Cobra, but give me some of these drinks. He says, I'm in my 40s and in good shape. But, just look in there and see what we need right now, because the kids don't have nothing. Canned good. Get some canned goods. Well, get some noodles for the kids if they get out of school. He said, approaching some of the women here, they seem scared, and all I say is hello. Yeah. They're bashful. That's what you're going to get. But remember, it's like anything else. Okay, remember I told you that Filipinas, they know that they have a reputation for being gold diggers and scammers, right? So they never ask you for money. Well, they also have a reputation for being easy. So the real women over here, the ones that aren't on the dating sites, that basically aren't, saying, hey, I want to sign the unspoken agreement. They know that reputation, so they want you to keep on coming back, keep on trying. They got dignity, man. They're not just going to fall over for us. I would rather be turned down by 100 decent women than have my way with 100 skanks over here. Okay, so that's what you have to make up your mind. When you play the game, am I playing for keeps? Am I just playing around? A lot of us are just playing around, man. I would rather 100 of those good, cultured women who's got something going on in their life, a bright future. I'd rather 100 of them turn me down than have my way with 100 of these skanks, man. It's just the bottom line. But you have to make that choice. Or you can, like King Arthur said, which is part of our topic. Thanks for the super chat. He said, we all have the option to walk away and start over. Yeah. But here's the thing, King Arthur. When you come over here, you're already starting over. You have to make the decision right away. You can't play around over here. Am I going to be single and opt out of this game, or am I going to play it? And am I going to be the best player that I can possibly be? I've got to learn all the rules. Some people were just born for it, just like Michael Jordan and LeBron. They were born for basketball, right? So they're the best, some of the best that's ever played the game. It's like that was for some guys over here. They've learned their lessons enough over there. They practiced. They put in the work over there. So now when they come over here, it's as clear as day. They can see it. It comes natural for them. That's what the word I want to say. But for most of us, like myself, we have to learn. Okay, we have to, learn the ropes, man. The Beach of Life says you're going to have to make a few purchases at the perfume counter before she says yes. Yeah, I would rather, like I said, 100 of these women tell me no. The real ones, then, because, and it is what it is. Whatever you want to do, that's why we have to talk about it. Because it's a hornet's nest over here. A lot of guys don't know. They don't know how expensive it is to date over here. We think it's cheap. No. That woman gets heavy on your back. She gets heavy on your back. But you're supposed to be a Superman. And you better not complain because you're supposed to be perfect. And remember, you promised, you made a commitment to do that. Okay, that's why you better have a whole, for every one commitment she has for you, you better have 10 over here for her. Filipinos, they're shy, they're bashful, especially when it comes to us. They've got a culture, meaning, a set of step-by-step instructions how to react and things like that to situations. A lot of us don't have that over there. Nobody sat me down and talked to me about dating and relationships and what is a good woman or what is a good relationship. So I'm like Michael Beach Life. I had to make several purchases. But now I've been over here, man. It's coming on. It's almost 15 years, man, that I've been coming over here. If I haven't learned anything now, then I need to, have my head busted over here. Well, he says, whatever it is, everybody has different wants and needs. One guy just said something about being loyal, being honest, making sure that I'm taken care of. Okay, that I'm the man of the house, or, just whatever the commitments is that you said in the beginning. I mean, how can I tell you, a grown man, what it is that you want? What do you want? You can't just come over here without wanting anything and think everything's going to fall in place, Colin. I mean, okay, let me just say it, okay, that the sex is going to be there. Is that what you want me to say? Because, and a lot of times, that's all that they're bringing to the table, sex and companionship, okay? But you have to make it clear what your commitments are. I like a clean house. That's one of the things I like. If it ain't clean, then get it clean. That's one of the commitments. I'm not cooking here. I'm not washing. I'm not sitting on that little stool washing clothes. That's your commitment. He says, "Oh, there's some jobs over there for expats." Yeah, if you got the right skills and you got the right visa, you know, I know a couple of guys. Well, one guy I met at immigration in Cebu. He's a computer guy, so he was, when I imagine, he's a computer guy. He was earning at that time $1,000 per month, which is a lot of money for a job over here. But the best thing to do, J Wayne 2K, would be to find your job there and work remotely over here. I mean, if that's all you're going to do, if that's your whole income, if you don't have a passive income, I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, why would you? A lot of people, me included, I didn't come here to work. But let's talk about the other side for a minute, about opting out and being single. Why doesn't anybody even think about that to begin with, really? Because everybody says that, but they never do it. Even the guys that I know right now who are living by themselves, they started out in a relationship. They learned the hard way. But very few people actually come over here and set up shop by themselves because it's too tempting. And a lot of us, we can't overcome the temptation. But if you can overcome that temptation, the strong ones do, man, you're going to come out smelling like a rose. You're gonna see, then you'll say, oh man, look at the money I'm saving. You really can live over here off $1,000 per month. And you're gonna say all the stuff that you hear people say, except they don't add if you don't have a woman to it. Because I was the first one that told you your most expensive budget, the most expensive thing on your budget is the woman you're gonna sleep next to at night. There's no other way around it, okay? If you get rid of that commitment right there, you're going to save a lot of money. You're going to see a part of the Philippines you never seen before. But most of us, we won't do that. Cedric Giles, thanks for that super chat. I'm not sitting on that little stool. Yeah, it's true, man. Come over as far as I don't know how they do it. I mean, the thing is this. It's 6 inches, I think. And they sit on them. First of all, I'm too big. When they do your nails and, then they do the wash your clothes, everything. But you can opt out and then go from there, get everything set up, right? That the way you like it. And then start contemplating that. But I'm going to tell you, it's hard, man. It's tempting, man. Okay, if you don't believe me, here's what I want you to do. The last video I did, and this is a college student, so she had to have been, this young lady was probably around 21. Looked like she could have been a senior in college. That last, are you smarter than a grade 5 student? Look at my first contestant. Now, if you can come over here and you're able to resist that, okay, then you may have something going, because the camera didn't do this young girl any justice. She was beautiful, to say the least. Beautiful personality, really nice, real humble. If you can resist that, then you're on your way somewhere. But most of us can't resist that. Hey, thanks, Rick Hart, for the super stick. He said everything Calvin says is valid, even if not all of it applies to you. Cheers, Cal and crew. This is just what I've experienced over here. See, I'm one of those type of guys that I couldn't do it. I couldn't resist it. And it's not because I'm weak, it's because I'm just a normal guy. You know. He said, I definitely remember her. She was a fox, man. I'm just saying, but that's all over the place. But when you're gonna run into women like her. And then if she says, well, I want, a commitment. And what are you gonna say? No, it's okay. I think I'll, I wouldn't be able to do it. But she's probably one of those women with a bright future that she's probably not on the dating site. She still's got dreams. So if you're going to meet her, you're going to have to come to her correct, in a proper manner, with respect. You're probably going to have to, court her for 3 or 4 months, in making, just every promise in the world to her family that you're not going to mistreat her, that you're going to take care of, you're going to let her finish school, and everything like that, because we're under a delusion, guys, that these women over here are desperate, man. There's only a small percentage of women that are at that desperate stage. And those are the ones really I don't want to deal with. I mean, it doesn't say anything about you. It says more about her. Because the guy that left my place, I don't blame the little girl. I'm like, why would I want to deal with you? I mean, I don't care how much money you got. I'm not dealing with you. And that's what we think. We think because we got money. Listen, I promise you, man, I can be struck down right now. I've seen regular Filipinos, maybe 4 or 5s at that, turn down rich foreigners over here because they were not her type. It was something about him that she didn't like. I've seen it more than once. Yeah. Oh, wow, you got a star. Give me a fist bump. Good job, booby. Yeah, I told y'all Curly had a baby, right? But I don't know if it's his. We got to do the Maury Povich, are you the father test on him, because he's beige. Everybody's seen Curly. He's beige. Shirley is brown, and the baby is jet black. Jet black. So we're going to have to do the are you the father? But Carla Will said life is better with a partner. Just don't make anyone your woman too fast. Dating around and then date some more. Make sure you have post nut clarity before committing to anyone. And see, that makes a lot of sense. You know, it's more than just looks because it's some knockouts over here. But can you get along with them? Are they gonna drive you crazy? Like David said, he said, "Man, I can't. I had to let the girl go. I couldn't deal with her." You know, but we all say, "Oh, I'm not gonna fool anybody over here." Look, guys, you are. Yeah, I'm gonna show you a picture. I promise she's really tiny. He may be 6 inches or less. I'll take it today. I'll do it. I'll put it on my community page. He's a little bitty thing, man. And I'm glad uh, that he didn't die. He was the only one. And Shirley, that's her first baby. She knows how to take care of him. Golden Gates Calvin, the Canadian comedian who didn't shower, man, I tell you. Uh, but this guy who came over here, he said, that the girl woke up the next morning. He met a girl here actually, and she was 21 or something like that. He's a big follower of the regular guy, so they like those young girls, and that's their thing. I don't knock him. I'm just saying he's a big because when he came in the guest house, he said, "Show me where regular guy signed the wall." That's the first thing he said. He said, "Because I follow him, And he said, he doesn't follow me for real. He said, "Yeah, every now and then I watch your videos," which I respect that. I let him take a shower because I'm like, hell, if I hadn't taken a shower in 2 days, certainly I'd let somebody take a shower. But he said the girl he met here, she was 21 or something like that. Actually, she was about from Vala Hermoso, which is about 25 kilometers from here. A lot of times we meet them there, like John met Janessa here. They'll meet you here in San Carlos. And, she stayed all night with him, but he hadn't taken a shower. And then she asked him for 2,000 pesos in the morning. And he said, "No, I'm not giving you 2,000." He said, "I ended up giving her 1,500." He said, and I apologized. I said, maybe I was just out of my head, stressed out because I hadn't taken a shower in 2 days. I was sticky, I wasn't feeling right. But we're under a delusion that uh, these women over here are desperate, and some of them are, but a very tiny percentage. You got to have something going on for you. If your woman really is hanging in there with you, then you're probably a decent person in her mind. But we think all we got to do is show up. We don't have to take a bath. We don't have to do anything. We can just look any way, and somebody's going to have us over. Yeah, they're 18 to 80 blind, crippled, and crazy. But do you really want a woman like that? It says more about the woman than you. I don't want a desperate woman over here. Sam Champion says, "Cal, Curly Baby's color means she's pure Filipino, as we've seen 2 light-skinned Filipinos with dark-skinned kids." Yeah, I hope, because I don't know, man. Shirley got to run around out here when she was in heat. I don't know if that's the reason why Curly was sick, but um, he's back to himself now. When he jumped up on me a couple of days ago, I knew Curly was back to himself because the whole time he wasn't feeling good. When I walked through that gate, he never jumped up on me. Geechee Dancer Cal, are you telling us that you can never trust your Filipino wife? No, I didn't say anything about trust. We never said anything about trust. We're just saying that all that trust and stuff comes over time. We're talking about getting in relationships. When you walk over here, some of us, we're laying down, we're handing everything. We're handing the keys to the kingdom over to the lady. We don't realize it's a game in the beginning. At some point, you're going to have to trust her. I mean, you're not going to go to sleep next to her, are you? So of course, I never said that. I'm saying know what you're getting yourself into, Geechee Dan. Go back from the beginning and watch this live stream again. That we're talking about, it's a game, man. Okay, let me hear. There's a different game being played over here, Geechee Dan. And no matter how hip you are, you don't know the rules. We're talking about when you first start playing the game. Eventually, you're going to know the rules if you keep playing it. So you'll know, hey, can I trust her? Is she wife material? Is she living material? Do I want to keep going forward with her? I'm just saying it's a game. Okay, you're walking into a hornet's nest. This is what most guys don't understand. We make it all sugary online, like, oh, I'm just coming over there to this innocent woman over here. You're walking into a damn hornet's nest over here. Look up what that means by a hornet nest. Okay, it's complicated. It's dangerous. Okay, and when I'm saying dangerous, to your damn bank account. Okay, it can be unpleasant. We think we're just walking over these women that's going to fall back and, take me, I'm yours. No, come on, man. No, no, no. See, you guys, what you're trying to do is this. Y'all being petty. Grow up, man. Okay? You are the prize over here. Can't you be the prize and take a damn shower? I'm saying that you're still going to have a woman over here, but what kind of woman you going to have? It says more about her than you. If you come over here, you stinking. Okay? And she's still laying down with you. It says more about her than you. But y'all being petty, man. Watch these guys. They so petty, man. You know you the damn prize over here. It's 18 to 80. But some of these women that want guys at any cost, I wouldn't want them. Yeah, it's real. You can't sleep around just anybody. You got to learn to trust them. Anyway, to make love to a woman, really, you got to learn how to trust them. Calvin, Golden Gate says, Calvin, maybe that needs to be a question on your game show. Do expats take a shower? Well, that's not how it works over here. Gil Bellamy says any single professional women who live by themselves. A lot of times you're going to see 3 and 4 generations living together just to make ends meet. It's no knock on her. Or she at least going to have a roommate or live in a boarding house or something like that. I mean, and if a woman is really doing well, then why would she leave her family? She's going to stay there and help take care of them unless, she meets somebody. She gets engaged, she gets married or something like that. They got culture over here. Hey, Joseph. I mean, I don't know why he keeps asking that question. Elliot, Makata said, Calvin, dogs can carry more than one dog sperm. It's different. Google it before you waste money, but doesn't make a difference. Find a home or just take care of it. Yeah, we're going to take care of it. I'm just joking about, I could care less if it's curly. The kids had already fell in love with this little thing. We calling him lucky already because he's the only one. Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? If a woman's going to deal with you and you know that your personal hygiene is and all that, because personal hygiene goes a long way over here. See, we're under the delusion that all we have to have is money over here, man. No. Okay, that's a good start. But I've seen regular Filipinas, 4 and 5s at the best, turn down rich foreigners over here because of whatever reason. Maybe it was the personal hygiene. Maybe it was their age. Maybe it was how they looked. I don't know, but I've seen them do it. Well, we've tried to hook them up together. They didn't want any parts of it. You know, women over here, they want what they want. I mean, but if you decent, then it's not gonna, you know, you're not gonna have a price. You don't have a problem. Most of the time when guys come over here, they're decent, you know, at the most. Yeah. I mean, you don't want a funky woman, do you? Is there anything worse than a funky woman? Let's answer that. Let's be honest. Okay, now just flip that over. Why did you think a woman wants to lay back you if you all funky, man? So it's because there's nothing worse than a funky woman. I don't care what you look like. If you stinking, ass stinking, you know, you open your leg, because this happened to me before. I mean, when that thing is funky, man, it's funky, man. It'll, I mean, Viagra won't do nothing for you. You run into the wrong coochie. Yeah, you got to take a shower, but some guys, they just don't do it. They don't take showers over there, so they don't take showers over here, and they say, oh, well, Calvin said I'm 18 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. But y'all leave out the other part. I said 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. There's going to be someone who loves you over here. Who's the someone? Don't leave that out. More than likely, she's going to be stinking. Fusha said he wants a cow. You ain't lying. I almost banged my masseuse last night until she finally revealed she was married. This is our fourth session, and she had me thinking she was single, and we still kissed the whole session. Oh, man. It's crazy. So, you know, so she's married, and you still kissing her. Y'all are crazy, man. Hey, Xavier Baker says, I'll shoot you an email and get you caught up. It's been a while, fam. Thanks, brother. Yeah, Robert says, who in the hell ain't taking a shower? Damn. It's a lot of people, you know, as we get older, man, you know, that dementia and stuff starts um, setting in. And, you know, there's a fallacy that if you can't smell yourself, that means you're not stinking, right? I don't think you can smell yourself. But there's a lot of guys I run into, man, that their hygiene is bad over here because they think that it doesn't matter, but it matters. The better off you are and the better you take care of yourself, the better catch you're going to get over here or attract. Xavier Baker said, hey, Unc, definitely need for us foreigners to ask better questions and not be trying to sell everything at once, especially when we haven't even met the woman. We need to be careful in vetting. Yeah, a guy asked me in my comments today, do I think it's good to hire private investigator? If you need a hard private investigator, then you don't even need to fool with the woman. What you need to do, see, that's taking a shortcut. You need to come over here a few times and you'll learn everything you need to learn about her. They can't hide that well. Somebody's going to tell you what's going on. Somebody's going to tell on them. But yeah, um, the first thing we got to do, because so let me stop right here and say, we're just seeking a balance. We're not talking about taking advantage of anybody, but listen, we don't want to be taken advantage of either. We're coming a long way. We're investing a lot in this relationship before we even meet you. So I think what we're asking is fair. I think when we put our heads together and try to figure out, hey, what's really going on over here? I think that's only the right thing to do because you're investing. You banned the plane ticket already, the hotel already, and then the money you're going to spend when you get over here. You're making an investment. Y'all think that it's cheap to come over here? You know, you hear these guys going back and forth, but they never tell you about how just boring that plane ride is. I don't give a damn who you are. You would have to be in first class, really, and it's still 18 hours in the air, but you're just going to enjoy it more. But you're investing good money, good time, and putting forth a lot of effort just to come over here and meet a woman. And for some of us, then you're going to do all of that and then just lay down. Man, it don't make sense to me. But yeah, Fuses and Calvin, she was about to risk it all. She was definitely opening up and started telling me her husband is older and doesn't give her any sex. I'm not touching that anymore. Yeah, see, y'all thought I was playing, but see, as older guys, we're in a catch 22 over here. If it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. If you can still lay the pipe, oh, you want it too much. But if you can't, that's going to be a problem too over here. If you can't do it, they want it, man. I'm sorry, they want it. If you can't give it to them, you're going to be in trouble. I'm sorry. AC King said, quote Red Fox, you got to wash your ass, not your whole ass, but your asshole. Underarms too, man. Hey, Mike Dawson, Bill, you still here in the Philippines? He says, Brother Cal, you're spilling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. That's why the Filipinos, they don't like me. The ones who on the dating site, they said, that I'm wisening you guys up, to the game over here. It's a game. And, a lot of women, one lady got mad with me. She actually messaged me on the Sunshine Shoulders and said, hey, you telling my boyfriend that when he comes to the Philippines, he should see at least three women. I said, you damn right, is what I told him. I said, because you think you just chatting with him, you're not. And I said, I can't control what your boyfriend does. Don't blame it on me. That's just a suggestion. But see, when you start telling guys like that, like, hey, she's chatting with 3 or 4 guys, and it's the first one who makes it here is who's going to get the prize, a prize. The Filipinos don't want you to, they don't want you to know that. And see, here's a man still to tell the truth. The poor man's passport guy said, that plane ride burns me out for weeks. It does, man. We make a concentrated effort to make it over here to see her. Can't we at least expect some type of fair play over here? But we're not getting it. They're trying to say we're being unreasonable a lot of times. It's not too unreasonable. For the effort I'm putting in, lady. Now, RLV, he knows what he's talking about. And yeah, I would be careful too, because this could be a situation where she's luring you in. He says, at Fuchsia's 81, be careful with her. The barangay might go after you. There are many single Filipinas here. Yeah. Well, he said he was done with it, but see, RV, he's right. He's telling you guys the truth. That's why I say when you come over here and you start dealing, once you find out the woman's married, man, you gotta say, no, It's different than if you come over and you're still married, okay? But her is different because you're on her soil now. You don't know who her husband is. You don't know his side of the family. You don't know the reason for the breakup. That's the negative things. Even the positives are enough to scare you away. When you say it takes about 5 years to get an annulment and how expensive it is to pay for it. Because I had a friend over here, they started paying the lawyer for the annulment. He misses a deadline, right? So they cancel the annulment and have to start over again. So all the money they paid him is gone. And guess what? He wants them to hire him again. And they're going to do it. So it's just a lot goes into these married women. Oh, wow. He says, Philippines is always good for the skin. What's he saying? pH is always good for the skin? Or what is he saying? 5 showers a day, papaya soap. The sweat is a great detox. Yeah, he said by the time a person smells themselves, everybody been smelling them for 2 weeks. What's up, Michael? Oh, wow. Patrick Blackrock P. Money says, I'm out here in Davao City trying to get these Airbnb things jumping off. Yeah, Airbnb, I saw a video, I think Vagabond Awaits. He's something about the problems Airbnb is having. But I think that's over in America. I don't think they're having those problems here. Now, some of these condominium communities are clamping down because we go to the Airbnbs and act a damn fool. Or the owners of the condos are subleasing them without letting the condo community know. And it's a lot of in and out traffic. But as far as, locals having to relocate and everything like that for housing and all that, that's not the case over here. They've got a bustling Airbnb business going on over here. MJSDC said most of these types of relationships are based on value. Women in middle class and further up the socioeconomic class in the Philippines prefer their own class and mainly close to their own age and nationality. Yeah, that's like anywhere else around the world. We're still on planet Earth. Filipinos are not from outer space. This is correct. But we're dealing with a whole different game, MJSDC. Those women on those dating sites are the ones we're dealing with. They come with a whole different set of rules. And it doesn't matter what people say. She's on that dating site. She's got an agenda. They don't just wake up and say, "Oh, it's a good day to get on the dating site." No, this is probably after years and years of trying their hardest to make it out of here. And then they do wake up one day and say, "I'm tired." And then they see the girl down the street, got the new motorcycle, the house being built over there. And they know that little Maria, she's dating a foreigner. And they say, "Oh, well, let's see if I can and do that." And then they get schooled. They get educated. But when we try to educate each other, we don't want to listen. That's why they end up far ahead of us because they're listening. They don't care. Yeah, it's first come, first serve, really. That's all it is. They're way ahead. They're way ahead of us by the time we get over here because we don't want to listen. We think the same rules apply here as it does at home, but it's a total different set of rules, guys. You're banned the whole damn relationship. You're not just, it's not just pay to play. That's at the bar. The unspoken agreement is not supposed to last forever. You have to make some concrete commitments once you get outside of that unspoken agreement. You know, what like the guy says, Geechee Dan says, are we never supposed to trust us? See, once you reach that level, then everything's off the table. You got to start over now. Red Pharaoh says pride and lust is a man's worst inner demon anywhere on the planet. Keep it in check, fellas. Yeah, that's easy to say. That's easy to say. Now, Patrick Blackrock Money says, I'm going through hundreds of profiles. He says, and practically it is exhausting. Some are just good for a nice tune-up, still vetting them heavily. Well, here's some tips I've got for the dating site. Real simple tips. Okay, don't chat with women who are already online. If you sign in your profile and you see the green light, don't even deal with them. They're on there, they're talking to other people. Okay. Get a woman who just looks like a normal woman on her profile. No filters, no Instagram models, none of that. No bikinis, none of that hotel pics. Just a regular pic, because 9 times out of 10, she's going to look a whole lot better in person. I mean, we're going for the same women. We're going for these beautiful women that are way, way up there, where everybody's going to go for those same women. And she's just going to be going through, sifting through, trying to find out who's going to be the better choice for her, when down here somebody's looking you right in the face and you're passing them up trying to reach her. Uh, Bacala Will says, at Patrick Blackrock P Money, aren't you over here already? He says, stay off the dating site, bro. Much better class of women to be met in person. Yeah, it's just gonna, yeah, green light equals red light. But a lot of times, we're afraid to meet women in person. Beauty still intimidates us. And there's good women on there to get you a start at least. Because even if you find a good, nice looking woman over here that meets all your expectations, probably not going to work out the first time. The first one never works out. I don't know why that is. It just doesn't. So I would rather deal with a few first so I can get an idea of what a good woman is over here. You don't know what a good woman is over here. What constitutes a good woman in the Philippines? Do you really know? No, you don't know. You think it's what constitutes a good woman over there. He says over now how the Dolphins tanked it. What did they lose? Oh yeah, a silver new jack. He said, thanks for the beetroot powder tip, Cal. You know, my buddy Oliver over here, he helped me to that. I'd never taken it before, but it really works. Now, if you're over here in the Philippines and you like a good, and you take a good, you want a good multivitamin, they got something called Ultima. Let me show you. Now, I ran out yesterday. I got to get some today. This thing is really good, man. I mean, here's the thing, Ultima. It's vitamins and supplements. It's got everything in it, man. And it really works. I mean, you get a booster because it's got vitamins and minerals with ginseng. You get a boost of energy. That's why when I made that video the other day, that damn Ultima had kicked in. Yeah, I was lifting them when I was doing the hammer, man. It was 20-kilo barbells, man. It's impressive for me. There's things as heavy as hell, but that Ultima had kicked in. Because on a normal day, I'm doing 10 kilos or 20 at the most. I mean, 15 at the most. But 20, try to do a 20. That's 44 pounds each arm, man. I'm cranking it out like it's nothing. And it was the first time I could probably squat more than those 35s, but I'd never done a 35 before. So today when I go, I'm going to put 50 on there. I don't want to hurt myself because I'm not a bodybuilder. And by the time, while I'm on this subject, November the 3rd, I'm co-sponsoring a bodybuilding contest here in St. Carlos City. It'll be the first one ever. It was my idea, and I kind of bit off more than I could chew, believe it or not. Especially with the financial situation, I'm going to put it together, but it was just an idea because a lot of the guys who come over to, well, the instructors over there, they're actually bodybuilders. And they're always going around the Philippines competing. I'm saying, have you ever had a bodybuilding competition here? I said, why don't we have one? Because I'm thinking it's just going to be a simple, just it's our first one, but they don't think the way I think. Filipinos think on a whole different level. Instead of them thinking, oh, this is the first one, let's keep it simple, blah, blah, blah. No, they're competing against all the ones that they've ever been to or been around. So they're shooting for the moon. But it's going to be in conjunction with the fiesta here. And it should be pretty interesting. But yeah, I've committed about 40,000 pesos, to pay for the prize money and the trophies. Yeah, it's a lot of money over here, but I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it, But yeah, let me read this by him. Red Pharaoh says, for real, Al, he said, Cal's right. We got to stick together. And yeah, we got to have a great time busting one. However, an altered man can go right off a cliff while feeling good floating. Yeah, it's not only the skin whitening filters, but it's just, you can tell the filters. You don't see any, like if you look, there's no filters on my phone. So you can see, just a regular face. My face is not so smooth that it doesn't look like Booby's face. Roselle Monroe said that beetroot powder is no joke, but also add watermelon, L-citrulline, and saw palmetto. Now, Robert Dame told me about the saw palmetto. I'm going to see if I can find that here. But my buddy Oliver's got all of that. And of course, they have the watermelon here. But yeah, it really works. It really does open up those blood vessels, man. You be ready to go. Matt T says a guy that needs a private investigator is already too invested and will pass 5 better women on his way to the cab stand at the airport. Yeah, I think you're throwing good money after bad. He's not going to tell you anything that you couldn't easily find out on your second trip over here. But it's your money, so if you want to spend it like that, I just don't think it's going to help anything. He said, Red, I know. He said, Filipino power is real. It's been there. Yeah, that's why I got my idea for the community. Now you hear all these other vlogs talking about, yeah, we're a community. Well, until I see it pop up and around you, those are only words. No one was talking about starting a community. I was looking at, okay, believe it or not, guys, it's just like, we're grown men, and you would think that people can come up with their own ideas, own content, not do as original, but just like that, are you smarter than a grade 5 student? Now I've seen some damn blogger, he's putting questions on his community page. I'm like, guys, stop it, okay? Just sit down, be quiet, and grab the ideas out of the ether. I'll grab them out of your life experience. It's really that simple. But Filipinos ain't no joke outside the Philippines. People can say what they want to say about the crab mentality here, but you see how Filipinos treat each other outside the United States. I'm from a little bitty place, Louisville, Kentucky, man. They've got a powerful support group. If you need a job, man, here, I know where we're on. They'll get you hard, same damn day. You need a place to stay here, stay with us until you get a place. They'll introduce you to your boyfriend or your husband. Let me answer this because, I think we're getting the wrong perception. A guy just said something. He said, I try to speak to these women over here. They're just too shy. See, so a lot of times they'll get on the dating site. They're just too shy to meet you right away because here's what the dating site does. This is all it does. It breaks the ice. That's all it does. You still got to meet her. You still got to fill each other out. You still got to see if the spark is there as if you met them in person. It's the same thing. It just breaks the ice. These women over here, man, they're so conscious of their surroundings, who's watching. If you try to go up to a woman who's got any decency about herself, she's going to shun you really until she gets comfortable with you. So that's why I say if you see a woman that's working at the mall and you like her, right? Well, go in the store 2 or 3 days in a row and speak to the lady. And then shoot your shot. Don't go right in there and shoot it. Remember, they don't meet strangers really. So after the second or third time, it's like they know you. They've been knowing you their whole life. I would do that because most men over here, when we come over here, we're already battered, bruised, our egos and stuff. We're not going to approach these beautiful women over here. I promise you, man. I don't care who you are. You're not going to do it because I'm going to tell you, that young woman that was standing next to me on that she was almost making me forget what I'm supposed to say. And I'd say that stuff in my sleep. It's just that sometimes, you see these women like that, man, and they do something to you, man, especially when you're 60. Yeah, well, let me read this. Yeah, because public PDA is just, they've got a class in school that teaches this. This PDA is just, you're not supposed to do it. It's, it's off the, you just can't do that over here like we do. I mean, you see people making out at the damn airport and the grocery store, wherever, in America, they don't care. But here, they don't want to do it. So what you're going to end up seeing over here, you'll go to a place and like a park and you'll see them off in the cut, the couples. They'll be off in the cut away where people can't see them. And they're showing their affection and stuff like that to each other. Oh yeah, he says, is it okay to go cycling there? What about dog attacks? You see, the dogs really don't attack you unless you come near a house and the dog belongs to the house. Robert Dane helped me to that when I was walking. He said, Calvin, be careful. He said, I know the dogs normally don't bother you. He said, but when you come past the house, maybe they'll think you're trying to attack the owner or something. But no, I don't have a problem with dogs when I ride my bike or when I'm walking. Roger Hardman said, Cal, when I visited my Filipino wife for 3 months and left back in February, she bought and gave me 24/7 around the clock nutrition. Yeah. Now that's a good woman. She bought it with your money, though. He said, I asked a Filipina inside the shop if she was single. She replied she was double. Oh, okay, so supplement capsule. Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Let me write that down. Now, what is that? Is that something like Ultima? because his ultimate man really, really works. You know how I learned about Merlin's mother. She takes it. Okay, now listen up, guys. This is real talk right here. He said, stay away from political rallies and polling places next Monday, October 30th. Thank you. See, this is what I'm talking about, the community. And even though he brought this up last week, I forgot about these barangay captains and all this type of stuff. It's revving up. These elections are revving up, man. And, even like I had to tell my buddy Steve, he's like, man, there's not a paid political position. I'm like, it don't matter. These guys got power, they got influence, and there's a reason why they're running for that barangay captain. Because this guy, he was built up, had a nice polo shirt, real clean cut, nice shoes, big motorcycle. He was wondering why we were walking through there. He was a barangay captain. But yeah, thanks, RVRV, for that information. Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't even ask them if they're single. I would ask them, are they married? Are you married? What time is it? Travis, a YouTube post said you was the king of the streams, Cal. I believe that you give great real information. Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. That's funny. Yeah, he said understands customs, public affection is not allowed, or public catcalls. Yeah, that's real important that we understand that one. Now, holding hands is a different thing. They hold hands. But you know how we do in America. You see people tongue kissing and the man is filling up the lady and they looking at each other in the eyes. You can't do that over here. They won't do that over here. Hey, Gina G CCTV says, hey Calvin, I love the thumbnail. Your baby girl is too cute. My sister girl's skin complexion are almost the same. They are black Filipino. Your boobies going. I'm gonna have to, that's why I'm just hoping and praying I can live long enough to watch Booby Detective, because Booby is gonna be a stunner, man. And I just want to make sure that she has everything she needs so she doesn't have to get on the dating site. That she keep her dreams alive. Because that's all it is, man. Oh, okay, Eagles versus Miami. So who won? Who won that? Because I think, let's see, Baltimore Ravens. See, I've got that Fire Stick over there now. I can watch all that. I know the Baltimore Ravens play Detroit on Monday night. I'm going to watch that. I can't watch a whole game though. So what I can do though, today I'm gonna buy that. They're selling. What's that new movie by Denzel Washington? What's the name of it? The one on. Yeah, see, Merlin bought me some back. Just bought me some back. She knows they work. What's the name of that movie by Denzel Washington we're gonna buy? Equalizer 3. We're gonna watch that today. I like the story of Jalen Hurts. That's right out of my book of life, man. I never give up. I don't live my life based on what somebody else thinks of me or what somebody else says. And, a lot of times it's just uh, temporary defeat, man. It's really all it is. Because imagine what your booby, well, you can't see her anyway, but just in case. Yeah, but they didn't have the big one. You saw the small one. Yes, it's temporary defeat, guys. I never give up. But I like his story. Imagine him being the quarterback, and then all of a sudden, in the second half of the championship game that you You brought the team to the championship the whole year. You carried them on your back, and then all of a sudden at halftime, the coach comes in and says, "Oh, we're taking you out. We're putting Tua in." Oh man, that was a slap in the face right there. For him to be able to deal with that, and I think he even stayed there a whole other year, didn't he? Before he transferred his senior year, and now to come back, and have the contract that he's having and all of that, you know. But honestly, guys, I just think we put too much into sports over that. I mean, we do, man. We just now you know what some of the big YouTube channels are now? You got these old sports guys on there talking about their good old days when they were playing. I'm not interested in that. You know, telling all these war stories and stuff. But they get a lot of views because we're groupies, man, when it comes to sports over there. Okay, what's this? He said, be careful with the dating sites. These trans people in the Philippines are not disclosing like Thailand Ladyboy said. Sad. They'll write something like, I'm not trans, I'm just in my feminine energy. Yeah, but you can easily tell. They're the ones with all the filter and all of that, man. Because a guy sent me a picture the other day. He said, yeah, I'm on some dating site. I forgot the name of it. I've never heard of it before. But he said, I need some discerning eyes. He said, what do you think? I said, it's a man. It hasn't got to the point. See, if you say something enough, it becomes the truth. You tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth. There's no such a thing as a trans. That's a damn man. And, it has nothing to do with me being homophobic or anything. I'm just telling you what it is. That's a man. But now everybody, oh, she's trans. No, that's a man. Ain't no trans, nothing. Trans. Yeah, he said, Kevin Hill said, sports is entertainment. I'll never forget the day I realized wrestling wasn't real. I watched every Saturday after cartoons. Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, when you look at this Deion Sanders thing, but see, this guy O'Shea Duke Jackson, man, he disappointed me. He pulls up my video, he does those reactionary videos. And normally I don't mind because, it gives me publicity. But the way he did it, he took my video way out of context. I wasn't talking about Deion. I was talking about how we need to practice humility as expats over here in the Philippines. And, he goes frame by frame. And, these guys, like, I don't idolize these people. They don't care anything about me. I don't give a damn about Deion Sanders. I don't wish bad luck on anybody. But I told him in the comments, I said, that video is going to age well. Because when he did the video, that's before they had lost. They'd already been blown out twice before they had lost to Stanford and all that, right? But it's just crazy, man, how we place these sports athletes on these pedestals. We root for the wrong people, man. We should be rooting for each other. The little guys, not some multimillionaire, he took it personal like I was attacking Deion. I'm like, dude, you wrong. And, I used to be a fan of his, but not anymore. Dude, you took that all out of context. Make your own damn video. Stop using mine. You over in Africa somewhere, you African guys, y'all don't like us anyway. They don't like black men. But his whole YouTube channel is, he's earning money off the backs of real black people in America. He's an African. He's over in Africa. But yeah, he was dead wrong about that. And I'm like, dude, why would you do that to me knowing that you're putting me up there to be attacked by these ignorant ass people over there in America who don't even know Deion Sanders, who don't know me. Now they're doing to me exactly what you're saying I'm doing to Deion. It was ignorant, man. Yeah, cheerleaders. That's what we are. Stand on your own damn 2 feet. Give a damn about whether they win or not. I was telling you that first victory he did, that's what I was talking about. Okay, because ever since then, he's been just a normal guy. But that first video he did, what he say? You believe now, putting everybody down, right? And I'm like, dude, you just won one game. Why don't you be humble about it? Because this is major sports. You're going to lose. Could you handle that? First of all, nobody's going to do you like that. Because if they did, they'd be canceled. They'd be called every racist in the book if they came back and did you like that. Look at the heat that the guy from Oregon took. Okay? I'm just saying. And this man was just trying to fire his team up, but he's racist. They got something against black people, and and this and that, right? Well, I don't really care who he is. He was wrong for what he did on my video. I'm saying make your own damn content. Don't use me as your content and put me up there like that. I don't buy that, man. I don't do him like that. I wouldn't do, because a couple of times he did my videos where he liked what I was saying. And he's even trying to do it on there. I like Sunshine Shows, but he's wrong on it. I don't make videos for you guys to agree with me. Okay, I'm not a people pleaser. I don't need your validation. Okay. Yeah, okay, but I'm just saying, whatever he is, he was wrong, to do me that way. I don't do him like that. I don't bother anybody. It wasn't hate speech. It's free speech. Okay? So, he can take that somewhere else. I would never put anybody up here and plaster them up here so these minions can, attack me. Some guy says, that old guy has a history over there. And he goes, cough. He left his wife and 3 kids. Yeah, they know nothing about me. He knows nothing about what he's talking about. But that's what you give people. That's why I can't respect videos like that. I don't give a damn he's got all these 300,000 subscribers. You wrong, man. He said, Kevin Hill says, here in Nebraska, you can tell by the mood whether they won or lost. I can't comprehend, brother. Yeah. It's just a trip, man, that he did me like that. I was just shocked, because normally it's a positive thing. And I'm like, dude, you took that video all out of context. I don't care. I'm just telling you that as foreigners, we need to show some humility because we're in a position where we could do that to people. We could brag and boast and put people down and say, yeah, I'm just saying, just show a little humility because you never know. Quincy Jones said something so profound one time. He said, no one's on top forever. And it makes a lot of sense. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I wouldn't care if he reacts to it or not. He's wrong. He owes me an apology. Don't do that to me, man. I'm just a man out here doing the best I can. Don't throw me to the sharks. You're going to, drench me with blood and throw me to the damn shark. Man, you're dead wrong for that. Yeah, man. See, that's what I'm saying. It don't make sense what he did to do. I'm just like, I'm Sunshine Shows. I'm not. It'll be different if he did Fit and Fresh and Fit or Andrew Tate or somebody like that. He going to throw the sharks at me. They come, they're circling the wagon, but he don't realize I don't care. And people will never see me or nothing, right? Yeah, Africans like Black Americans. Well, I hope so, man. I was told something different. I only had one African friend in my whole life. Emmanuel was his name. But he was telling me how they're indoctrinated when they come to America not to fool with black people. He said we're trouble, we're drama, and just to stay away from us. He says, O'Shea is from Sacramento, California. He moved to Africa. However, you're right, he does not make original vids. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm a guy who I'm giving you original content, okay? And I don't know. When people like him, should be responsible. But see, people do anything for views. He didn't get that many views on that video like he did when he does the positive stuff about me. Remember when I said a disproportionate number of black men over here are getting taken advantage of? He got like 150, 160,000 on that. This one, I don't even think he even sniffed 10,000 because people get tired of that negative stuff. That Gerard in black in Philippines. When I see him, I'm going to say, man, what are you doing? You a troll now? He going to put something up there for views. Like, dude, I try to help you. People are crazy, man. But anyway, guys, I'm about to get off of here. I want to thank y'all so much for all your super chats, super stickers, thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shows. I never take it for granted, man. I'm going to keep on doing my thing as long as it's relevant, as long as it's helping people. The community is always going to be here. But I just want to let y'all know there's a different game being played over here. And I don't care how hip you are. You from the streets, like the guy said, I'm from the streets. If you don't know the rules, you're going to get played over here. Okay? There's a lot of pretending going on. Pump your brakes. Calm down. These are women at the end of the day. We just want balance. We're not going to take advantage of anybody, but we don't want to be taken advantage of either. So tell your girlfriend, your Filipino girlfriend, to calm down too. That I'm not putting them down. I'm not hating on them. Okay? I'm just looking after our best interest the same way they're looking after their best interest, because they'll tell on you in a minute. They'll tell on you in a minute what you're doing, but they're never going to tell on each other. If they see you walking around somewhere where you ain't supposed to be, they're going to tell. But if they're somewhere where they ain't supposed to be, nobody will ever know it. So yeah, you guys from the streets, he said. No two women are the same over here either. Remember that. But our scenarios are the same. And we're dealing with women from different backgrounds, different islands, different cities, but our scenarios match. I'm going through the same thing you're going through. That's why we got to help each other. We got to put our heads together to try to fix this. Try to fix this thing, man. Remember, we just want to balance it. The scales are tilted right now, heavily in their favor. Remember, this is a zero game. This is a zero-sum game that we're playing. Okay? That means if somebody wins and somebody loses at the expense of somebody else, right now they're benefiting at your expense. They're benefiting at your expense. It's like walking into a hornet's nest over here. It's worse than a minefield that I told you about a long time ago. You punching all in profiles, pretty soon one in profile is going to blow up on you, right? But you're literally walking into a hornet's nest when you walk over here when it comes to dating. If you just come over here on vacation and say, I'm going home a party in Boracay or Palawan or something like that, I ain't studying a woman. If I meet one at the club, then that's fine, but I'm coming over here for 2 weeks. You're never even going to see any of that. That's why when I did the video the other day, the guy says, well, you said all this, but why are you promoting the Philippines? Because it's a great place to go on vacation. It's a great place to retire. As long as you stay out of these relationships, because the minute you stay in these relationships, you stirring up a beehive, dude. Okay? I promise you. So thank y'all so much, man. I really, really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.